everybody. I'm working from home today. So Earth Day is coming up. I think it's Wednesday, the 22nd. So I'm going to go over a little bit of tips for sustainable eating. These are things that I can definitely work on too. I know it can be kind of overwhelming working on healthy choices and doing some of these things. But since we're having a little bit more time on our hands, adopting some of these behaviors now can be really good and just gives us a chance to really think about things that maybe we haven't before in terms of just keeping the environment um, healthier, sustainable, and hopefully able to live a lot longer for grandkids, great grandkids, and so on. So I'm going to open up this file. Okay, so your nutrition and the environment. So there are 3 R's of a sustainable lifestyle. That's reduce, reuse, recycle. You've probably heard of these. Um, some of the ways we can do that. The ways in which all food is packaged, shipped, prepared, and served are important. So compostable food packaging, I find that a lot in like the cauliflower, broccoli, they have those compostable bottom portions. So look for those. Mushroom, the containers mushrooms come in would be a great example of that as well. So looking for that kind of packaging is going to be good and not carry as many harmful carcinogens for you as well. Bringing your own bags to the store instead of using the plastic bags. Probably a good thing to do even now with the virus breakout. You can wash those bags after every use. Think about it, those bags at the store are being touched by many, many people. So if you are using those, please, please, please sanitize your counters after using them. But if you use your own, that can get rid of a lot of that and be good for the environment too. Try choosing USDA certified organic foods. Like we've talked about this before, that doesn't necessarily need to happen for a health standpoint, but may help the environment in cases of reducing pollution in the air, soil, and water by ensuring reduced use of pesticides. Because of the way the environment has become, sometimes soil isn't as high quality as it once was. Mass production of and growth of different produce or other things actually depletes the soil. We order food from a lot of different countries from far away. Nutrient quality is going to decrease the longer it takes from the time it's picked off the vine until the time that you eat it. So eating locally and making sure that we're doing things to keep the soil and air the best it can be is going to also provide us more nutrients. So next point, eating locally. Buying foods grown close to home by local farmers, it reduces greenhouse gas emissions and also is going to save you money. It's going to taste a lot better. One study published in the Environmental Science and Technology found that the typical American family purchased local foods. Greenhouse gas emissions could be reduced by as much as 5% in doing that. So, and that kind of gets into the production and transportation that goes into that as well. Okay, who thought that eating fewer processed foods can actually help as well? I know I'm always trying to drive home that point. So the processing and transportation of packaged foods is much more energy and resource intensive. A lot more plastic, things like that. A lot goes into, let's say, if it has corn syrup, it has to go through a factory, and then it promotes a bunch of things that are going into the air pollution, things like that. Okay, so other things we could do, eating lower on the food chain, aka vegetables first. We've talked about this countless times. Vegetables should take up half of your plate. Plastic water bottles. This is a big thing I'm trying to get away from in our class in particular. If you're worried about filtered water, you could always do a Brita filter or something like that. But in general, tap water should not have that much crazy stuff in it. They would definitely be notifying you, the government, the Environmental Protection Agency would be notifying you if that was something that was concerning. You do need some fluoride, which is found in the water. Some water is harder than others and doesn't usually impact you from a drinking standpoint unless we're talking about somewhere, out of the country. So that is an option. Just refill a water bottle. Here's mine. I love it. This is a great way to save money too, instead of buying all that plastic stuff. Good quality reusable water bottles you can get from $15 to $20. Bring your lunch to work once you're allowed to go back to work again. Try a reusable lunch bag. I've gotten mine on Amazon and I love it. I clean it out every day. They have really cute and affordable lunch boxes that you could do. Gardening and harvesting your own vegetables, herbs, and spices. That's another thing you could do. This is going to reduce fuel usage for transportation, and it's going to cause fewer carbon emissions. Okay, so we want to minimize waste as well, buying only what you need or what you will freeze or store for later use. A lot of us have not been very good about that lately, trying to minimize trips, which is understandable, but make sure that you're actually eating and utilizing that food and that it's not going bad. You're not throwing anything away. This was going to reduce landfill garbage and carbon dioxide produced from decomposing foods. Food scraps and kitchen waste make good compost. So you could, if you're doing your own garden, that's something. If you, let's say, maybe the fatty portion of your chicken that you don't want, you could kind of use that as soil for your own things that you're growing, any kind of vegetables too. It's going to help it hold more water and allow plants to grow better. Instead of a plastic sandwich bag, this is one I'm really bad about too. Choose a reusable sandwich and snack bags. I've had one in the past and haven't always done it. I do Pyrex. I really like the glass containers. Those are going to be a lot better than the plastic containers. I think I've gone over that before. Plenty of options on Amazon and things you could get at Kroger as well. So it kind of walks you through some different websites and pricing there. Dine in at green restaurants when you can. So the Green Restaurant Association, you can type that into a Google search, and that will tell you if they're green certified, doing environmentally friendly things in terms of their cooking, the products they're buying, and all the silverware and things they're using and utensils. So that's something you could always look into, and hopefully you'll find some restaurants that you really like. With grilling, consider one powered by propane rather than charcoal. Another study found that propane has a carbon footprint that is almost 2/3 less than charcoal's. So that can be a much better option as well. Here are those sources in case you are wondering and want to read up a little bit more on all of that. But those are some ways you can hopefully keep a healthier planet and a healthier you. Definitely download this. Make sure again that you're responding and checking in with me. Love to hear how the weight loss is going and just kind of how things have changed for you and how you're adapting to all of this quarantine business. I hope all you guys have a good day. Bye.